everybody. I'm Superior Shelby, a 71% successful grant writer. I'm so happy and blessed that you are here. I was on live stream earlier, so we're going to just pick up where we left off. The title of this live stream is You're Not Winning Grants Because You're Not Serious. So we're going to touch on that, friend. We're going to touch on it because it's very important that you all understand the seriousness of you missing out on free money that you should be getting, but you're simply not going for it. Let me tell you something. The main reasons why most small business owners and most startups don't go for grants is simply because one, they don't understand how this works, like they don't comprehend it at all. Two, you don't want to take the time out or put in the time and efforts that it takes to actually search and apply to grants, or you simply actually don't have the time. And then three, you you're not allowing yourself to be properly prepared for these opportunities. So we're going to dive deep into the reasons for why most of y'all are not winning these grants. And I want to break through that type of mindset and to understand, why are we not applying to these grants, right? Or why are we just simply watching other people win and we sitting back allowing them to win, and we watching them win from the bleachers. This doesn't make any sense. I was just on a Zoom call, and the Zoom call went very well. And make sure you like this live stream so more and more the algorithm can send it out to people. So please like the live stream if you will. And if you're joining outside of the live stream, you're just simply watching, thanks so much for watching the live stream video. The link of everything that you need to know is in the description, including my $35 grant writing special. And let me touch on that so you guys can go ahead and like the live, so that way the YouTube algorithm can go ahead and notify people that we are on live talking about some good stuff, okay, talking about grants. So really quick, I'm going to go over the $35 offer, and then we'll get into the reasons for why you guys are not winning grants. All right, so a grant, keep in mind, it is free money that you can get from another business like Amazon, Uber Eats, Macy's, Cartier, Gucci, Google, all of those big companies, they give out grants. You can get a grant from your state and local entity or state and local government. So let's say Fulton County might be giving out grants. That's in Atlanta, Georgia. Dallas, Texas might be giving out grants to Black-owned companies. Miami, Florida might be giving out grants to Latino-owned businesses, things like that, right? And then you can also win a grant from other nonprofit organizations and private entities that actually fund like startups and small business owners. So that's like the Fearless Fund. That can be Hello Skip. That can be Hello Alice. Places like that. When you are applying to a grant is totally different than versus going for a loan, line of credit, and credit card. Okay. When you are applying to loans, lines of credit, and credit cards, all you simply have to do is show that you have some sort of income to be able to pay it back, because it is borrowed debt. Okay. Debt. 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 Grant is debt free, which means you don't have to pay it back. That's how it works. There's no credit checks. There's no personal information needed. So you don't have to provide your ID and your social security number. So you don't have to worry about any scams. You simply just need to express to them why you are deserving for this free money. It's free money. And yes, business owners are actually winning this free money. They're actually winning this free money for sure. I just dropped a video. I uploaded a video today about this $100,000 grant that H&R Block is giving out. Now, you have a grand prize winner of $50,000, and then the other 5 winners win $10,000 each. Now, this is a grant for women-owned businesses. And with that grant, on the actual page, it shows you the winners from 2024. They did a whole video about the winner from 2024. So much so that if you want to reassure yourself that this is a real life thing in business funding, you can actually visit that company's website, visit that company's Instagram, go to that company's TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn page, and scroll to the time where they won around or about that time in 2024, and they will show you themselves through their social media platform that they actually won that money. So, and then if you really want to reassure yourself, you can actually scroll through their Instagram page and you can see the difference in how they post, because they've actually used some of that money into their marketing strategy, into developing their brand, changing the logo, changing the style of content. They probably hired somebody just to do content because they got enough grant money. Grants is not to be played with. It's not a situation where you just, oh, I'm just gonna, no, it's literally free money that you can get, but you're not allowing yourself to go for these opportunities because you are either staying in this state of laziness, or you genuinely like don't want to go for it because it's a thing of it's not easy to get. Even if you're going for a business loan, business line of credit, or a business credit card, it's still not easy for you to get that funding either. It's still not easy for you to get it. Okay. So, with that being said, why not go for the money that you don't have to pay back, that does not give you a credit inquiry, which doesn't lower your personal credit or your business credit, and you can potentially get free money? That's how these grants work. Grants do not check your credit. Grants don't need your ID, so you don't have to worry about scams. The thing about going for bank loans and stuff is that it's you giving out your information, your personal information, which is your ID, your social security, and also allowing them to tap into your bank statements or bank accounts. Because nowadays they want to actually log into your bank account and they want to check and verify that you actually have income to be able to pay this money back. So when you are dealing with something, a funding opportunity like that, you are really putting yourself and your business at risk. With grants, you don't have to worry about that. Why? Because they don't need your personal information. They just want to know, what is the business idea? What is the mission of the business? And why, how would this money be impactful? Why should we give you that money? So many of you are in the mindset of, I need funding, but I think it's very important that we show what's called resourcefulness and resilience. Wow. Big vocabulary words, right? Cool. Like the live for me so we can get the algorithm to share with people that we're talking about grants, free money on a beautiful Monday. Okay. Now, okay. Resilience. Resilience is when you are literally persevering. You're pushing through. Hey, how you doing, Portia? It's when you're pushing through your adversities, no matter which of way, no matter how hard life get, you're still going to push forward and make this money. That's resilience. See, it got to be in you, friend. You know what I mean? It got to be in you. Sorry, I got this stuff. It got to be in you. It got to be in you. The hustle got to be in you, friend. It got to be in you. And in your grant answers, it shows if it's in you or not. When they ask you, what is the business roadmaps, or I forgot how they, like, what is the traction in your business? I think they will say it like that. So what is the traction in your business, right? In other words, how do you generate money? And you had this LLC since before COVID and you didn't generate any money. That could possibly scare funders off. Let me tell you why. Because they're going to think that you're not serious this time. So you got to show them that you're serious this time. If you had this LLC since 2020, we 5 years in, and you still didn't open up what you said you was going to open up, not telling you to hang it up. I'm not telling you to hang it up, friend. I'm just saying that we need to figure out a way that we're going to show that we're serious this time. Because the grantors, which is the people that's giving out the free money, they want to give out the money for free. Why? Because it helps them on the back end for their taxes. Imagine being Apple. And Apple is a big company. They make hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay. And if they give out a nice percentage of their income in charitable gifts and rewards and grants, that will help them out on their taxes. A lot of rich people do this. They put all their money together in a pot and they invest in companies and they give out grants. That's why grants will always be a thing because it helps with tax. As long as taxes is out, grants will always be out. And to be honest with you, in the entrepreneur world, in the business world, that is a way that we keep like a union. We have a sense of community because we have these funding opportunities that allow us to be able to take on those capital opportunities and reinvest into our business. So there will always be grants, no matter what's going on in politics. So most of y'all are not winning because you're not showing that you're serious on these grant applications. That's why I stress having a business plan, a pitch deck, and a 90-second pitch video or a 3-minute pitch video. Why? Because if you're not good in like creative writing, and if you don't really know how to answer, you feel like you're not confident in your answers, a business plan will really help you out. A business plan will really help you out with answering those questions. Like, what is your business mission? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your opportunities? What are your threats? Who are your competitors? What makes you different from your competitors? What are your income goals? How do you plan to reach those goals? What is your marketing strategy? You know what I mean? Like all of those things will be in your business plan. You use the business plan as an answer key to help you answer those hard to comprehend questions. Because grants do take a level of creative writing. It's important for you to know how to tell your story, right? And I can't believe I'm so good at telling a story on paper, but when it comes down to content, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how I'm failing here. I don't know how I'm failing in this content thing. I really don't understand. Because my creative writing skills is on point when it comes down to, talking on paper and doing these applications. But when it comes down to doing content, I just don't understand why I'm having this challenge. Maybe Auntie is just tired of doing content because I've been doing this content for years. So, okay. And then it needs to make sense. Like, you want free money, you want grants, but you're not thoroughly explaining how you'll be able to use that money to be impactful. You're just giving them the basics, like this is some sort of like job application, like just being very basic, like, oh, I'm going to use this money to buy a food truck. I'm going to use this money to buy some vans so I could do my non-emergency medical transportation company. I'm going to use this money so I can purchase the building for my daycare. I'm going to use this money to invest into some houses so I can provide homes for single mothers or a safe space for single mothers. You have to, on these grant applications, they want details. You got to dive deeper into the details, friend. You got to dive deeper into the details. Because if somebody came and asked you for $100,000, you're going to want details on how they're going to use that money, right? It's the same exact thing with grants. Grants is free money that you can get, but there's no 100% guarantee that you will get it. Reason being is because it is not a debt, like a payback, a borrowing opportunity. If you have good credit and you can show that you can pay back your loan, you have a higher chance at, yes, getting a loan, and you can get a loan and borrow that money quicker. Why? Because you're paying it back. We're talking about free money that you don't have to pay back. So yes, you're going to be in competition with other business owners who have outstanding business ideas. And you can't be afraid to go against the competition, or to not even go against the competition. You can't be afraid to actually showcase your products and services, because your business is just as much as needed in the market as theirs. No matter what, if you're going against a tech company, if you're going against a medical company, if you're going against a candle making company, if you're going against a wig selling company, if you're going against a barbershop, if you're going against a plumber, an engineer, no matter what, your products and services is needed in the market just as much as somebody else. You just need to understand the efforts that it takes to explain how you are solving people's problem and how your mission to getting these problems solved, what that mission is and how it aligns with the grant. That's that's really what it is. The grants have their own mission. So say for example, you come across a grant where it's like, okay, I talked about the $100,000 grant for women. Say they're looking for women who are helping out the elderly. You could be helping out the elderly or you can be doing youth development. All right. So one of the two. And say your business is a child care facility. You are doing a Head Start, to kindergarten program. And you are also during the summers doing like you want to do this program for girls where you're teaching them etiquette skills or, for your certain that after school class, you want to do like etiquette skills and teach them how to be etiquette, how to be mindful. And say you're going against this medical company that is developing this tech device that will, when they are helping their seniors, or you could take it to some sort of assisted living facility and is able to read their hearts and do all this stuff, but it's a device that's handheld instead of them having to go under like a full radiology scope or whatever that have you, right? You cannot be afraid of the simple. You first of all, you don't even know who your competition is initially. You don't know who it is. You don't know who's applying. Nobody knows this stuff, right? But because you know that there are businesses out there that are like that and ideas and tech ideas that are like that that are also going for the same opportunities, you need to really show the seriousness in your grant applications. The way you do that is being very detailed in your answers, extremely detailed. Most people don't win these grants because one, they don't go for them. Two, they are not detailed enough. And three, they don't show that they are prepared to showcase their business. Now, showing that you're prepared to showcase your business is like having things like a website, having some sort of content on social media. We live in a digital age where we literally search on Instagram for the next restaurant to eat at. We search on Instagram for the next makeup routines to change up. We search on Instagram. We search on social media for Amazon finds, things that we can buy on Amazon. We go to our favorite creators and we take a look at how they got their stuff set up. All of that content, we barely even use Google now. It's all through social media platforms. So, with that being said, your product or service needs to showcase what it is and how important it is to have this product and service and what problem it solves. You need to show that you're speaking to your direct target audience. So, if you want us to shop with you and you selling candles, and your mission is to sell these candles to reduce anxiety and stress in a stressful environment. You need to explain to us the importance of that. Stress and anxiety can what? Due to what? That's a problem. It can cause strokes, high blood pressure, this and that, right? So you are selling these candles because you want to be able to reduce that. Your candles don't have, let's say they don't they're not the usual wick candles. They're like, very specific and they last longer than your general candle. This is why we should shop with your candle shop, because you have organic smelling, good smelling candles that last long and that offer a sense of relief of anxiety and stress. But having content that shows that and how you create the candles and the different types of candles you have, content is what you need to have. And if you don't have that in 2025, it doesn't show that you're serious. Even if you're just selling in a neighborhood. I know this one lady who she would sell like, food out of her kitchen or whatever. So it's not the chicken and wings, it's not the fried wings and fries lady. This is a different person. She did like all kinds of different stuff like spaghetti, like whatever, right? And she thought that just selling food and out of her kitchen, like that was good enough. She didn't want to that was good enough. She didn't believe that she needed to do like social media, things like that. She didn't know the power of it. When I showed her and I explained to her, this is how much bigger you can go. She showed me that she was actually afraid of getting there and that she simply did not want to be that far. So, which brings me to this. You have some people that just simply want to do what they want to do for a side hustle, but then you have some that like they really want to change their lives with their business idea. You have to make the realization for yourself of how far you want to go for your business. And you can't play around with it. You can stay like a simple side hustle that's called a sole proprietor. You can be a sole proprietor, which means you cooking out of your kitchen. You don't want to have a food truck. You don't want to have a restaurant. And you don't want to open up multiple restaurant chains like Slutty Vegan. See, Pinky Cole, who owns Slutty Vegan, knew that she did not want to have one location. That was not the mission. That was not the mission at all. She knew that she wanted to share and spread the love of Slutty Vegan and show people that you can have a good vegan meal, soul food vegan meal, and you don't have to eat meat. She knew the importance of gut health. So much so that she also made extra stream of income by creating a book and recipes. She knew she didn't want to be just that girl that was just like in Jamaica, Queens, or that was just in like Atlanta, Georgia, in one location, having a small location. She knew she wanted to be nationwide. Now she ready to take it global. So how big do you want to be? Do you want to play small? And if you're playing small, then we need to be mindful about how much we're asking in grant funding. We also need to be mindful about how we are going for these opportunities. And you know what they say, go big or go home. It's no sense to you getting a whole LLC, doing this website, doing all that stuff if you're gonna play small. You gotta play the game. You either gonna play this game or you're not gonna play it. Yes, I'm like really serious. And any entrepreneur, the seasoned entrepreneur like myself of 10 years, any successful seasoned entrepreneur, especially millionaires, they will tell you straight up, if you're gonna play this game, don't play it small. You gotta play it big. You gotta go big or literally go home and sit on the bleachers and watch from the bleachers. And it's okay. You'll just be a supporter of everybody else who's playing the game on the field. You're not winning grants because you guys are not showing that you're serious. And the one way you're not showing that you're serious is because you don't have a business plan. You don't have any content, or you don't have a 3-minute pitch video that we can see the importance of having your service or product. You don't have a pitch deck. So that means, like, are you serious about going for funding? And you don't have a clear storyline. You need a clear storyline that explains from start to finish how you're being resourceful, how you're being resilient, how you have, regardless, you're going to save and get that money so you can reinvest into your business consistently. When I started my grant writing firm, I started as doing, credit and doing credit repair. That's how I started. And I fixed credit for $50 a month. That's where I was starting at. And then I gradually, as I started getting results, I gradually grew from there, and I saved money. I put money in my bank account, and I was able to get hundreds of thousands of dollars in funding. Then I switched over to grants because majority of my clients actually wanted to start a business. So I taught them a little bit more about how to start a business, things like that. And then we started getting into grants. And then I started winning my clients grants. Then I just completely transitioned to grants because I felt like I want to really focus on startups and small business owners, which is still like my people. Then I just continued on this journey. But I started from somewhere. And that's the importance. You need to be able to show your journey. If you're just simply waiting on a handout and saying, I can't start my business without having funding, well, that's not being resourceful. Being resourceful is making something shape with nothing, making something out of nothing. That's being resourceful. Making something out of nothing. Go out and create relationships. If you got $20 in your pocket and you know you need $100 by the end of the day, go and build relationships and go catch a sale. Time to be resourceful. Go solve someone's problem so that way you can have enough money to be able to do what you need to do by the end of the day, which is having $100. If you start your day off with $20 and by the end of the day you need $100, it is time for you to go make something out of nothing. maybe you can use that $20 and you could possibly buy a scratch off and it might give you $100. You could possibly use $10 or $5 out of that $20 and go to the casino and flip it to $100. You never know. Then you could possibly make a relationship while you're at the casino or make a relationship while you're at the gas station. And then boom, you could be like, oh, where, like, oh, okay, you need your car wash? I can wash your car. That's being resourceful. Oh, what? Oh, something you said something wrong with your AC not blowing thoroughly. Oh, I know that's a cool fix. I can fix it for you, no problem. Just give me $40 or give me $50. I'll be able to help you out right now. Go outside, boom. Now you got $70 because you don't solve the problem. Oh, what? You overhear somebody talking. You just get to talking with them like, okay, well, I could do this for you. I could come by and I can help you. I can help you clean your gutters. You told me that you was having issues. I can help you do that. Or I can help you cut your grass. Boom. Give me $30. We get to go. Now you got $100. You was being resourceful. That's hustling, yes, but that's also being resourceful, making something out of nothing. Showing resourcefulness, resilience, and perseverance, right? Inside of your storyline and showing that you started from point A and you're now here at point B, but you trying to get to point Z. And in order for you to get to point Z and be able to accelerate that entire business roadmap that you want, and then to accelerate this journey and to create impact right now, having that grant will be very, very useful to you. That's the mindset you need to be in when you are applying to grants. But most of y'all don't apply to grants because you don't understand what it is, or you just simply don't want to prioritize the time to do it. Each business has what's called order of operations, daily order of operations. Okay. That means like when you walk into your job and you clock in, you know exactly what you got to do. If you in the medical field, you're a nurse, you checking the patient's chart, trying to learn about the patients, you're doing what's called I forgot the name of it, but you're talking to the nurse that worked the night shift. Now you coming in for the morning shift, so you getting your entire roll call about like the whole rundown about the patient, what happened overnight, this and that. You know the order of operations. When you first clock in at a restaurant, you understand, okay, you speaking with the person who previously had that section, you understanding, okay, this is what it is. You need to make sure the section is clean, make sure everybody got water, they got bread, they good to go, they ready to order, make sure the table, like you make sure everything's good. Hospitality. When you first clock in to your housekeeping job, you get at a hotel, you get your clipboard, you understand which rooms you got to clean up, you know who checking out, you know the whole, every business has an order of operation. Even with you being a startup, you need to develop that order of operations for your own business. What is the daily operations for your business? The reason I'm saying that is because if you are not generating revenue, excuse me, if you're not generating revenue, and if you don't have any type of employees right now, then you need to prioritize or still create some sort of daily goal or daily operations. You understand? And part of that could be applying to one grant a day, even if you're working at your job. Like you got to prioritize your business because your business is what's going to change your life. The career and the job is not going to, because you are replaceable. But when it comes down to your own idea and your own business, that's really going to change, allow you to be financially free. That's really going to change your whole entire financial freedom for your family. So daily operations, you need to do things like post one time a day about your business, something. You need to search for a grant and apply to one grant. That needs to be in your daily operations, is what I'm saying. And the reason why I'm explaining it in this way is simply because I want you to have another outlook on how to write grants for yourself. Because it doesn't have to be hard. You're just not prioritizing it. and you're making it hard on yourself because you think you got to apply to 30 grants every day, and that's not how it works. You can apply to 1 grant a day, and by the time like maybe a month go by or 2 months go by, you'll probably get a email saying, "Hey, congratulations, you won $10,000." You never know. And each grant has their own timeline, and it tells you on the grant website. You just got to pay attention and read, which brings me to another reason why a lot of people don't win these grants, because you don't read. Read to comprehend. Now that is the important part. Reading to comprehend. That is like a struggle for people right now in 2025. And I blame social media and I blame like smartphones because nobody's reading books anymore like that. But for the ones who are, you can actually tell by their vocabulary, their creative writing skills, their like how they're able to express their feelings. Yeah, like you could tell the ones who's reading books and staying up on things versus the ones who's just on social media all day. You need to create a sense of daily operations for your business, even if you still working your 9 to 5, because you have to prioritize your startup and small business somewhere. And if you can show that you prioritize it, even when you was on your career path, even when you was on your job, right? And you can explain that in your storyline, that will help you increase your chances of approval. So, for example, um, if you get like the person I was on a Zoom call with before I hopped on YouTube, she works in, I think, she does ultrasound for hearts. So she travels the entire nation. She travels the entire United States, doing heart ultrasounds. And so because she does that, she prioritized her career that she's been doing for the last 20 years. But she was able to say in her storyline the reasons for why she did that. And she became a traveling radiologist. Is simply because she wanted to use that money to purchase her food truck, because her dream is to retire and to cook food, which is vegan food, and show people and teach people the importance of eating healthy, because she's been working 20 years in radiology and she understands the type of food you eat does something to your heart. She's physically witnessed this. So because she's in the medical field, she's physically witnessed this, and she's also been teaching her clients or teaching her patients about their gut health and the importance of eating healthy, and how you can eat, you don't have to eat meat, you can eat vegan meals, and how you can make them very tasty. She in her storyline, she's already showing some sort of resilience. Like, I'm still in it to win it, and my ultimate goal is to open up this food truck. So while I was still working in my career, I was teaching my clients about the importance of, or teaching my patients about the importance of how they eat, also giving them some of my recipes. I also would cook food and bring it for the staff that I work with, just to test out to see if this food is good, and they would always give me good feedback. So I decided to save some money from out of my income from that and purchase the food truck. That's the storyline right there. I'm about to retire at this age, and as soon as I retire, I'm going to go full time with this food truck. But in the meantime, I'm still going to prioritize the food truck, because I'm actually going to cut back on the days that I'm working in my career now and go to like 1 or 2 days a week, which will allow me to focus a lot more on developing this food truck, which right now, this is where we are with developing it. So your storyline, the way you deliver the storyline, has to show like some sort of bridge. You know what I mean? Like, started from the bottom, now we're here. Rags to riches type of situation. Like, where are you going? What it needs to show direction. Okay, cool. So you're not winning grants simply because you're not showing that you are serious. That's exactly what the title of this live stream was. That's what I wanted to talk about tonight. I didn't want to be on here for too long because I wanted it to be like very direct. So, if you all don't have any lovely questions, we'll most likely get out of here. Don't forget about my $35 offer. The $35 offer is pretty much you purchase my course for $35 and I will go ahead and apply to one grant for you. It's very simple and sweet. I made a community post about it, and also the information that is in the description of this particular live stream on how you can get me to write one grant for you. No, everyone's not getting the same grant written for them because everybody's business and everybody is different. Some are male, some are female, some are Latinos, some are different ethnic groups. So everybody's different. And so it won't be the same grant as everybody, but I will search and apply to that one grant that serves in your favor based off of the business information you give me alongside with your purchase to the $35 course. This course teaches you how to write your own business plan. Like I said earlier in this live stream, it's important for you to know how to write a business plan. You need to create a business plan in a pitch video, in a pitch deck, because that shows that you are properly prepared for this type of funding. Okay. So creative writing skills is needed, time is needed, prioritize it. All right. If you aggressively need funding, you need to aggressively prioritize it. Put it inside your daily operations to apply to at least one grant a day. I have a full playlist on YouTube on a grant masterclass, which is how to search and apply to grants, what grant search engines I use, what you need to have before you apply to grants, all that good stuff. So I do encourage you to go watch all those videos. They're like 6 to 10 minute videos, very direct information, high quality, and you'll learn something over there. I will be back on live tomorrow. So I'll see y'all like probably like same time tomorrow. Peace and blessings and enjoy the rest of your night. Okay, it was nighttime for me, but evening for you. I'll see you later. Bye bye for now.